Oh, this is just perfect. Just when Donald Trump thought he was about to waltz back into the White House and unleash MAGA 2.0, President Joe Biden just dropped a 72-year-old legal hammer that could derail one of Trump's biggest plans before it even gets off the ground. Let me tell you how Biden just set a trap so brilliant, Trump will likely be unable to get around it. And here's the kicker. Even some oil executives, Trump's supposed allies, aren't thrilled about his plans. My name is Brett Meiselas with the MeidasTouch Network. Remember to hit subscribe and help us get to 4 million subscribers. Okay, let's break it down. Here's the deal. Biden is using a little-known law called the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. It's a fancy name, I know, but what it means is that presidents can permanently protect parts of U.S. offshore areas from future oil and gas drilling. Permanently. Permanent as in no takebacks unless Congress rewrites the law. As in Trump can't just wave his tiny hands and undo it. And let's be honest, does anyone really believe that Trump could get Congress to pass that with their super tiny majority that seems to be getting smaller and smaller by the day? Especially since he'll probably be pretty occupied, like half the time at least, throwing tantrums on Truth Social. So what did Biden do here? Well, Biden did not hold back. He just protected 625 million acres of U.S. offshore waters. That's right, 625 million. We're talking the East Coast, the West Coast, the Eastern Gulf of Mexico, and Alaska's North Bering Sea, all of it locked away from new fossil fuel drilling. It's like Biden gift wrapped those areas and slapped on a big sign, "No drilling allowed, signed Joe." Trump's dream of drill, baby, drill, yeah, well, that just hit a massive legal wall. So here's why this is a masterstroke. So as we all know, Trump's been promising his fossil fuel donors that he's going to crank up drilling the moment he gets back into office. It's part of his same old shtick, pretend to be a man of the people while actually catering to the whims of billionaires. You guys remember that secret meeting he had at Mar-a-Lago with the oil executives during the campaign, where he reportedly straight up asked them for tons of money in donations in order for him to do their bidding, just a straight up quid pro quo? Well, Biden's move means Trump would need Congress to rewrite the law to undo those protections. And considering how chaotic and divided Congress is right now, good luck with that, Don. That's right, the law doesn't include a provision for presidents to reverse these protections in any way whatsoever. Whoops. Naturally, Trump's incoming press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, I'm sure you've seen her on all the various shows, she is throwing a fit, calling Biden's decision disgraceful and, quote, political revenge. She says they'll drill, baby, drill anyway. Okay, Caroline, just everyone around Trump just is throwing tantrums every single day. Good luck getting Congress to rewrite the laws while Trump is busy, your boss, by the way, busy ranting about his latest imaginary grievance or threatening to take over Canada or Denmark or whatever his issue of the day is. Enough. Meanwhile, Biden laid out his reasoning with his usual calm, thoughtful, presidential demeanor. He said that drilling in those areas would cause, quote, irreversible damage to the places we hold dear and is, quote, unnecessary to meet our nation's energy needs. He's right, by the way. The U.S. has already become the world's top oil producer under Biden, pumping over 13 million barrels a day earlier this year. And let's not forget this stat also, because facts matter here at the MeidasTouch Network. We're also the leading natural gas producer. So while Trump screams energy crisis every single day, saying that Biden declared a war on oil, a war on energy, Biden has quietly been outproducing literally everyone, while at the same time pushing historic environmental legislation. That's just a fact. Just facts. I know facts don't matter in MAGA world, but facts matter here. Of course, the oil and gas industry is not thrilled for the most part. Mike Summers, who's the head of the American Petroleum Institute, called Biden's decision politically motivated. It's like, cry me a river, Mike. Maybe if your industry wasn't so focused on all these short-term profits, you wouldn't have to rely on a guy like Trump to bail you out. But I don't really think you need bailing out. Let's not forget, Biden pointed out this isn't some sort of radical left plot like they try to make it seem. There's bipartisan support for protecting these areas, from Republican governors to Democratic senators to entire coastal communities, because believe it or not, most Americans actually don't want their beaches turned into oil slicks. I know, it's shocking. I know, shocking. Let's be clear here. Biden is not just protecting the environment. He's protecting our future here, drawing a line in the sand, like literally, telling Trump, you don't get to wreck this for your billionaire buddies. And that's ultimately what this comes down to. Trump and his cronies don't care about clean air or clean water. They care about profits. That's it. Profits power. Biden, on the other hand, he cares about the legacy we leave for our kids and our grandkids and the actual planet. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something that is actually fascinating me, and I've been reading into this quite a bit. Even some of Trump's biggest backers in the oil and gas industry are now turning on him and are side-eyeing his promises. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Murdoch-owned Wall Street Journal, this is not some lefty paper I'm citing here, a lot of these fossil fuel tycoons don't actually want to drill baby drill at all. Why? Because flooding the market with all this oil when we're already the top oil producer would tank their stock prices. Wall Street has been pressuring these companies to stop burning cash on this endless drilling and instead focus on shareholder payouts like buybacks and dividends. One Texas oilman in the Wall Street Journal piece who donated over $1 million to Trump's campaign literally said, this is a direct quote, "Our stocks will be absolutely crushed if we start growing our production the way Trump is talking about it." Oof, it's got to sting, right? It's got to sting. Even during that fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago that I was speaking about earlier, oil executives were telling Trump, like, dial it back, man. Please dial it back. You're crushing us over here. So while Trump is busy promising to slash gas prices and to open the floodgates, many in the oil industry are focused on shoring up demand, not the supply, because they have the supply already. They want pipelines, export terminals, and they want to roll back Biden's electric vehicle initiatives because they got to compete with that. Drilling more it's not even on their wish list, like not even anywhere close. I want to reiterate this one more time. These are just the facts. Under Biden, the U.S. became the world's top oil producer. We are pumping once again over 13 million barrels a day, more than ever before in history. Yes, more than Trump, more than anyone. And we're also the leading natural gas producer. So while Trump rants about energy crises, Biden has been quietly delivering results, and he's doing it while protecting our environment and transitioning us toward clean energy. That's what actual leadership looks like, and not just sending all caps tweets out in the middle of the night and yelling at people and going on Fox and ranting and raving like a lunatic. Oh, and before I forget, there's more. Trump's brilliant energy strategy, as this plan also involves tariffs. And so that means tariffs on oil imports, steel, just about everything else. These tariffs can make drilling more expensive and hurt the U.S. energy companies on the global stage. Even ExxonMobil and Valero Energy have told Trump's advisors that his tariff plans will make them less competitive. Imagine being a Republican, just picture this, being a Republican, bending the knee to the oil industry and getting told off by ExxonMobil. That's when you know your plan is a mess, and it seems like Exxon and all these big oil companies have effed around, and now they are finding out. And then there's the whole methane debate, which I could touch on quickly. So these smaller oil companies want Trump to slash methane regulations because they see them as too costly. But here's where it gets interesting. The bigger players, companies that sell natural gas to green-minded importers in Europe, they actually want those standards to stay. Why would they want them to stay? It sounds counterintuitive, right? Well, because scrapping them would make their product less appealing in international markets who care about that sort of thing. So even within the industry itself, Trump's policies are causing division. Here's the bottom line. I'll just lay it out for you clear. Y'all know this. Trump talks a big game about being a champion of American energy, but his own donors don't even want him to follow through on his promises. They're worried about their stock prices, market competitiveness, long-term viability, and I could go on and on and on. Meanwhile, Biden's out here using decades-old laws to protect our coasts, preserve our future, and yes, trap Trump in a legal and political mess of his own making. I love it. So while Trump is busy blustering about MAGA energy dominance or whatever's trending that day on right-wing social media, Biden just outmaneuvered him badly with this 72-year-old law. And the best part, Trump can't do really anything about it. That's what I call checkmate. Biden's playing the long game. He's protecting the environment, locking in historic oil production, and setting the stage for a cleaner, more sustainable future. Thank you for watching. Remember, actions speak louder than words. Biden just proved it, and he's been proving it over the past few years. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Oh, and make sure that you add the MeidasTouch audio podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, thanks again for watching. See you next time.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.